thought we were done camping. You were wrong. Where are we going today anyways? We're just cruising down Highway 77, heading towards Clam Lake. We decided we're going to meet up with some U.S. Forest Service folks and do kind of a socially distanced group camping trip thing that, just to celebrate the end of the working season, as it were. So we are heading to Lake Campground, and I'm excited. I haven't been in here for a couple of years. I've never camped here. And Day Lake is a totally different experience than Black Lake is. Day Lake has 4 loops. I think one of them might be closed. And like 60 sites. It's a considerably bigger campground. It's got a really nice trail system. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun this weekend. County GG. Wait. GG. Should we take a left? If we go left, we're going to go to Black Lake.
Good.
Black Lake is about 8-9 miles that way.
Yeah, not too far down.
Actually, probably a little further than that.
Yeah.
But here we are, Clam Lake. Now, one of the nice things about this campground is if we forgot to get something, which I've already discovered that I forgot to bring worms for fishing, the campground is like literally 3-4 miles from town. So we can run into town here and get something if we need it. But we're going to turn on to GG here, but it's a different GG.
Different section.
Different section. I was going to say, it's actually GG, it's just a different section.
Different section. Away we go.
Ooh, what?
I said, ooh, away we go.
Ah. Now, we looked at doing some dispersed camping before the campground, before Black Lake opened earlier this year. If we go straight, the areas we were looking at were back in there, but who knows, we may actually...
Maybe we'll take a trip over there this weekend.
Or, maybe we'll disperse camp out there sometime and do a video on it.
Some really nice areas, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, the old girls' camp and the old Job Corps site.
Yeah. Lots of room.
Lots of cool stuff.
That's for sure.
So, we're hoping to get into the Paper Birch Loop. Just because it'll be from the insider information we have, Paper Birch Loop is a really nice loop. So let's see here. Nope, I don't want to go right. The campground's to the left. Here we go.
Around the corner. In we go.
Found dirt. I think that means we found the campground.
I think we're on the right track here, yep.
And we're going to do the tried and true method of we're going to pick a site and then Stephanie's going to go pay for it.
Yep. Ooh, that was rough.
Hole in the road.
And I thought some of the potholes we dealt with all summer were bad.
Right. Although some of the ones we saw on Job Corps when we went down there were really bad.
Although this road is definitely wider than what we go down. This is a nice one.
This is not bad.
No.
Fee area. Must mean we're officially in the campground.
What do we have here?
Camper pay site. Alright, so there's the pay tube. We'll see how far you have to walk. Maybe I'll give you a ride.
Maybe?
Yeah, we'll see.
There's the garbages.
How far in we have to go. Slow children at play.
So there's one.
Alright, so that's Jack Pine up there. And we're looking for Paper Birch according to our insider information.
Yep.
Now, one of the cool things about this campground is the host actually gets
toys we don't get.
Toys we don't get. Hey, it's Gary.
It is.
Ooh, does that say paper birch?
I don't know.
Nope.
On the map, it looked like it was like the third loop.
I thought it was the second, but whatever. Here's Heron Circle.
We'll do some.
That's the one that's closed.
Yeah, we'll do some exploring though.
Yeah.
I see some exploring this weekend.
Yes. I see possibly multiple videos.
You know, one thing I kind of like, I can tell you right now, is I like how far apart the loops are.
Yeah.
It kind of gives you a neat little...
But this totally explains why Ding Lake Host has more toys than we do.
It is what it is.
Yep. Although they're working on getting us some new...
Oh yeah, they're trying.
Paper birch, here we go.
This is the one we want.
Now let's see what we got here. Here we go. All right. Red Pine Circle and paper birch. Well, we want to check out paper birch. That's what our insider information says. One way, so we're gonna go this way.
Good idea.
All right, site 18. That's kind of a small.
It is small.
Trail.
Yep.
Site 19.
That doesn't look too
20.
bad.
20 doesn't look
20 doesn't
terrible.
look bad, but Gary said there was
Four-wheelers
on the other, in 19, yep.
Well, let's take a quick gander at 22 here, because that's the one
This is the one...
Chris or Gary was kind of...
This is our...
Ooh, I like it. It's near the bathrooms, too.
I don't mind that one.
We'll probably make a full circle.
Make a loop
you
real
make
quick?
A full circle?
Yeah, let's make a quick loop and
Make a quick loop.
verify we'll hang out there.
23 is taken. Now, 24, Gary did say, is paved. That would, in theory, make it a lot easier to set the trailer up.
But it's small.
It is.
It's really small.
Which one do you think, honey?
I'm thinking 20 or 22.
I'm thinking 22. I mean, the paved site is nice because it's level.
Yeah, I'm thinking 22 though.
But 22 didn't look bad.
No. I didn't realize they allowed had four-wheelers in here unless
I don't
it's
think
just...
I think they're there, but they're not riding.
I think so.
Because I don't think they can ride it.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Alright, there we go. Like I said, 18 isn't too bad, but...
No. Oh, they do have them unloaded. Huh. I'm not that scary about that.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Because I do like the looks of 20.
I do too. I guess it's up to you if you want to deal with...
I don't. We'll go 22. Because then we're closer to the bathroom for the $500,000. I gotta go potties!
Yep.
Yes, that matters when picking a site for us.
Alright. Well, we decided on site 22. And it's actually a lot bigger once you're in it than it looks from the road. Now, usually, while Travis is backing in, I'm running to pay. It's usually how we play this game. It works better. I've learned long ago just to let him do his thing and stay out of the way. But it also helps us get camp set up quicker too. Alright, we're hiking down the trail out at Day Lake. One of them. And this trail is actually off of the first loop.
Ultimately, we're trying to find the dam that's at the head of the lake.
Yeah, so it'll be a fun little adventure. the lake. And there's the dam. There it is. Hey, Virginia.
I am. It looks really shallow with the water. A lot of rocks.
It's a drop.
Yeah.
And we're going up and over. That's where the water's coming out.
All of our subscribers.
Impressive, you got that one.
I know. I think I'm gonna sing now that you're recording and you're wrong.
See, Caden doesn't do all the work around here. He enjoys splitting wood though, to be fair, so we give him the option.
Me and Gini are on the walkies because she's gonna try and spot me from inside so she can tell me when I actually see.
She can come outside, Madeline. That one's fighting ya.
It is. There's a knot.
You got it, kind of.
Got it enough. I'm just trying to get some of these big pieces split from.
Yeah, we definitely brought plenty of firewood, that's for sure.
And it's not that I don't think we have enough wood. It'll just burn better if it's smaller.
Yeah.
There. Besides, where do you think Katie got his love for splitting wood? What a beautiful morning.
It is.
So, one thing we've noticed about this campground in particular is that even though it has 50 sites spread out over 5 loops, the loops themselves are really small. So, I guess you could say that we have that small campground feeling in a big campground. This is the paper birch loop, which is the loop that we stayed on, and in the interest of everyone's time, ours and yours, because who wants to see us walk through 5 identical loops? We're not going to walk through them all. We'll just give you a quick little tour of what a typical loop looks like. So this is site 24. One thing I've noticed, at least in paper birch, is there are quite a few hard surface sites. Ours is dirt, but the site on either side of us is hard surface. This is a little bit smaller site, but that's all right. The other thing we've noticed is that there are a lot of grills, which is really kind of nice. Had I known that, I would have brought some charcoal with for the hamburgers last night instead of cooking over the fire. So the feeling here is definitely different than we're used to. However, there's also so much more to do because of how big it is. Yesterday, we hiked down to the dam. We checked out some of the trails. You went down to the beach.
Yep.
So there's all that. Oh, and we found the playground, which Maddie has been begging us to go back to.
Yep.
But overall, even with all of that to do, it's still a National Forest campground. So it's still relatively quiet. There is one downfall to this place that I would say I'm not in love with, and that's that this campground is on an ATV trail. So there's ATVs running through here all day. Now they're only supposed to go from their site to the trailhead. They're not supposed to be buzzing around.
Which means they're only allowed in the loop they're in.
Yeah.
Yep.
It means they're only allowed in the loop they're in, like you said. And that's good. But what if you're just a short rider? You go for a ride for an hour, then you come back, and then you do something, you go for another ride, and you come back. That can cause a lot of traffic. But I guess that's no different than people driving to and from the beach and all that. It's just not our cup of tea. So we're coming up to a little junction here. And if we were to take a left, we would go back to our site. But we're going to take a right because we're going to try and make our way down to the far end of the campground where Muskie Point is. Because I've been told that's absolutely beautiful. But down this way, that's back where we came from. That's our site is down there. But we're going to head this way. And up at this intersection is, if we were to go to the left, we would go into another loop called the Red Pine Loop. We're in Paper Birch Loop right now. But we're going to take a right and head back to the main road of the campground. And slowly make our way down to Muskie Point. We'll come and go, you know, if we think of something or see something to show you, we'll record it, but I don't think you'll see us again until we make it down to Muskie Point. So we'll talk to you guys in a little bit. We made it down to Muskie Bay.
At the very end of the campground.
A little bit of a walk. And if I understand correctly, we're actually going to be able to walk out onto a point and kind of see up and down the lake in both directions. But it's just another small loop. If it wasn't for the fact this place is huge, I might consider hosting here.
Yeah.
But, or if it was just you and I and no kids, to where we could leave the trailer, you know, for
hours.
That's
what it would take.
Because it would take us hours every day. But again, I mean, it's a neat place. You've got Site 46 set in amongst all this little hazel and red pine stand.
Nice size site.
Nice size site. No grill in there though, kind of surprising. Oh, we got a camper in there. That's another thing that surprises me is just how busy it's been. I mean, it's middle of September when we're filming this, and
usually
this campground is
fairly quiet.
The campground is full. Well, not full, but there's a surprising number of people in here. Now that's another thing I don't know that I would like about hosting here. Unless I'm mistaken, the toilets themselves are in the woods.
Yeah.
How far in would I have to go to get my supplies? Unless the toilets are on the other side of the loop, maybe.
Maybe. We'll find out.
We'll find out when we get there. Still a neat little place, though. Ooh, that one's got a little bit of a view to the lake and a trail that walks down to it. But I gotta tell you, the dumpsters are a long ways from here. And as I said, ATVs are allowed in here, so you can see there's one. Very different campground from what we're used to. Let's go see if we can find that trail. We'll be back. Would you look at that? A trail. We walked right past it.
Yep.
Let's see what's in here. You can hear the excited Liberty shaking herself off behind us.
Yep. She wants to take the lead.
Does she?
She does.
Oh, well, that's because she was in the lead yesterday.
I know. Yep.
She's trying to sneak up on me.
Yep.
Well, this trail is definitely not as established as the last one. What do we got down here? I don't know if I can make it too far. We got fishermen out on the lake. Oh, nice little bay in here. Unfortunately, I can't get really close enough to fish. Look at those colors out in the distance. Couple more weeks and we're gonna have good colors.
Yep.
Not that they're bad now. Oh, gopher hole.
Careful.
I don't want to break my ankle. You'd have to rescue me.
Yep.
All right, let's see what else is in here.
One thing I noticed about Muskie Circle though is it's a little more rustic feeling.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Rustic is a good way to describe Muskie Circle.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
And you know what? For those of you that have made it this far in the video, I got a question for you.
Yep.
We're still recording off our cell phones, so I know sometimes the footage isn't the best because I'm trying to watch where I'm going and not watching the screen. Those of you that have GoPros, do you find they are worth it? Is that something we should maybe invest some money into in order to step up the quality of the videos a little bit? I have one at school that I use, but I find its audio is really bad. So that's part of the reason why I've never bothered to get one.
Yep.
Well, let's see. I'm gonna go this way because there's a sign over here. So yeah, give us some feedback if you could about whether or not you think we should take the plunge and get a GoPro. One of the things we were thinking of getting instead of a GoPro though was a nice SLR camera that has video capabilities, but I don't know, maybe a GoPro is the better option because I could have it on the bill of my hat and I wouldn't have, it would just look where I'm looking, so, and I could just leave it running. All right, well, if I find something else cool, we'll be back. Right now, we're just kind of looking around here. This trail goes like 73,000 different ways, but I think if I go left here, it goes up to a site. So we're gonna just keep following the lake and see where we end up. See you in a minute. Just missed it. He just ducked behind that hazel, but behind the hazel behind the Lake Overlook, we just had a really cool owl go by. I wonder if it's the same one that we saw, or that I saw at the garbage cans last night. So Lake Overlook, I think that's what we're looking for. So we're gonna go this way. Well, the lake is closing in on either side, so I think we're getting close to that overlook. We got Liberty leading the way here, or at least she's trying to. Oh, here we go, it's opening up. This is gonna be pretty cool. Look at that, a little bench that you can sit and look at. Let's see what we got here. Like I said, just a little bench. I think I'm gonna take a load off here with the spaniel and see what we can see. What do you think of all this, Liberty, huh? Liberty. I could definitely see spending some time sitting here, writing, listening, thinking.
All right, so I walked a little ways down the path off the point from where Travis stopped. And just seeing what's down here. To me, it's almost looking like it should open up more to another part of the point. And another bench. Okay. I know where we are. Uh-huh. Apologize for the wind. It is definitely a windy day today. Alright, I don't know how well you can see it. But, let's see if I can zoom in on it. There we go. That pier is right down by our campsite. So, it kind of gives you an idea of where we're at and what the trails do. And this is the shoreline. It goes down and around behind the pier a little bit, and then it wraps back up and around to where we are. And then the dam that we crossed is on the other side of that point over there past the pier. So, kind of give you an idea of both ends of the lake. Alright, so we're walking along the lake back to the campsite. So, I'm going to walk out here. We're going to follow Travis.
And yes, this counts. She's on a leash.
So, and all along this trail, there's a whole bunch of little informative signs.
This wouldn't be a bad fishing spot.
No, I don't think it would be. But, oh, trip over the dog. But right over there is that other point that I was just on a few minutes ago.
Where do you think you're going?
Apparently the dog is thirsty.
Liberty.
Well, that's a first for her, I think.
Yeah. Going in without one of us in there with her.
Yeah. She's not a very good swimmer.
She doesn't swim much. Though.
No. That's the other thing, is we don't take her swimming often.
Hey, you. Liberty.
But
You gonna go for a swim? You can go. Oh, I can't read this thing anymore. It's all worn off. A bearing tree. So these, if I'm understanding correctly, were placed when this property was surveyed years ago. And it's to help you find the next corner, I believe. So maybe you could correct me on that. I'm not at all an expert, but just what I'm seeing here, that tells me that that's how you find the next corner of this property. So there's a lot of neat things in the forest. You just gotta open your eyes and look.
and explore.
And explore.
That's ultimately the point.
Liberty, feel.
Get out and explore and see what's around you. And this trail does widen out nicely. It's a nice, easy walk. Thus far, at least this point.
So there's another one.
Yep, another one hidden in there.
Another
There's
pipe.
a sign, there's
and another
the pipe.
bearing tree.
The pipe has the pink ribbon around it.
I wonder if the readings on that bearing tree are more visible.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it.
No. If those are all placed in the mid to late 80s, yeah, I can imagine them being worn off. Lots of lake access points here, and it looks like fairly good lake access.
So, Day Lake, what do you think?
Not a bad campground. I don't mind it. It's definitely a lot bigger than what we're used to.
Oh, a lot bigger. There's no doubt about that.
There's 4 or 5 different loops, and each loop has anywhere from 5 to probably 15 sites on it. So that does kind of give you the...
I think there's 52 sites in here.
I think you're right.
So it's a little under twice as big as Black Lake.
Yep.
And where Black Lake is long and stretched out along the lake, there's no sites here that actually have lake access.
No.
So that kind of surprised me. I mean, you name it Day Lake Campground, but there's no direct... I mean, if you look behind our site, there is no... You can kind of see the lake through the trees, but it's probably 75 yards.
Probably about that, yeah.
Lots to do.
Oh,
especially if you like to
yes.
hike and fish. I mean, there's fishing piers, there's miles of trails, there's interpretive signs.
The trails, and the little bit that we hiked of the trail had multiple spots where you could get to the lake that looked like it had some decent fishing to it.
Yep.
So if you want to do shore fishing, there's an option. Fishing pier right behind our site.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said when we were walking the loop, my impression is this is a very big campground.
It is.
It's spread out over a very large area. But they did a really good job of trying to preserve that small campground national forest feeling. There's a good amount of space between the sites. The loops, like you said, are 10, maybe 12 sites per loop.
Yep.
And I think there's 5 of them. There's Jack Pine, Paper Birch, Red Birch, Heron, Blueberry, which is closed, and Musty. So there's actually 6.
And Heron's not...
And Heron's closed. They only open that during high demand times like Labor Day and stuff like that. So there's a lot here.
Yeah.
There's a lot to see. And I think we'd come back for another
week. I think we'd come back in off season.
Yes, in off season.
For us being too busy and too hectic in the height of the summer camping season, but off season, I would definitely come back.
100%.
One weekend definitely doesn't do it justice.
No. Especially if you want to explore and see what's all here.
Yeah.
So I would say if you wanted a different type of camping experience, you know, you're used to the really, really small campgrounds, come check this place out.
Yeah.
And if you're used to state parks, this is probably going to be a similar experience.
Yeah, I
would say this is probably really close to when we were at Indian Mounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The cost here is a little bit more than...
Yeah, it's $18
It's $18 a night here.
Versus 15 at Black.
Yep. And some of the other campgrounds we've been to has been 15, so...
But
again,
that's negligible.
Still not terrible.
So yeah, that's Day Lake.
Yeah.
And we enjoyed our time here. We'll probably come back at some point.
Yeah.
I think this would be actually kind of a fun campground for a group.
Yeah.
You have a group just take an entire loop.
Yep, you try and get a whole group on one loop. That would be
really kind of a nice little way to do it.
Yeah.
But until next time, you guys take care.
Yeah.
Stay safe. Yes, I'm adding that now because of the world we live in.
Yep.
And I'm not just referring to COVID.
No.
And we'll see you guys at our next destination. Take care now.
See you later.
Bye-bye.